The spotlight ready to beam down on Bengals rookies. Mike Petraglia inside Paycor Stadium. Hallelujah. It's finally game day, the opener of the 2023 preseason for the Bengals against the Green Bay Packers. Of course, this is the first game of any kind that the Packers have played since 2009 without one Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. And that'll be one of the storylines tonight, as Jordan Love is expected to get a couple of series in the first quarter. And how do the Bengals respond against that? They certainly will not be playing their top defense, their top cornerback, Chido Awuzie. He hasn't even seen full reps in training camp practice yet, 11 on 11, so he is out, of course. Cam Taylor-Britt not expected to play. He is definitely the starting cornerback on the opposite side from Awuzie. Mike Hilton won't play, so who will? Well, that is a good question. Certainly, we could see a lot of DJ Turner tonight in one cornerback spot. He was, of course, the second-round choice of the Bengals in the 2023 draft out of Michigan. He will be a point of emphasis, no doubt. How does DJ Turner and his wealth of speed handle Jordan Love and the Packers receivers? That will certainly be one storyline to watch tonight. DJ Ivey could get some playing time. Sidney Jones IV, he is one of the free agents that the Bengals signed in the offseason. He is expected to play here on Friday night as the Bengals open the preseason. Alan George, he was a star from preseason in 2022. He should get lots of reps here on Friday night. So some storylines certainly in the Bengals secondary as the Bengals rest their starters. Now in the middle of the secondary, the Bengals safeties, that is a spot certainly to keep a close eye on because of Dax Hill and also Nick Scott. Dax Hill, because while head coach Zach Taylor mentioned on Wednesday that most starters will not be playing in this game, there are a few areas where they have young players looking to get valuable preseason snap experience, and that is certainly code, I would think, for somebody like Dax Hill, who played a little bit certainly in the second half of 2022 and certainly in the postseason, but didn't get a lot of playing time in the first half of the regular season last year. Dax Hill is somebody to keep an eye on. Does Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator, want to get him up to speed quickly and get him up to speed perhaps with Nick Scott on the field, or do we see Jordan Battle out there as well for the Cincinnati Bengals in the safety position? So those are some areas to keep an eye out on. Certainly the defensive side of the ball will be in the spotlight tonight. How about Myles Murphy? He, of course, is a first-round choice of the Bengals in the 2023 draft. He is expected to get some run here on Friday night, not only on defense as an edge, but also on special teams. Speaking of special teams, we expect Darren Simmons to get a very good look tonight and throughout the preseason at Chase Brown. Yes, he is considered the third running back behind Joe Mixon and Travion Williams, both of whom will not play tonight for varying reasons, of course. Joe Mixon is a veteran. He is not expected to play as a first-teamer. Travion Williams still rehabbing that right ankle. He could be back in a week or two on the practice field. But Chase Brown, he could get some run here tonight, no pun intended, for both at running back as well as special teams as a cover man in kickoffs and as well as punts. So that'll be an interesting storyline as well. What about the weather? It's hot and humid now here about 5 hours before game time, but 7 o'clock we are expecting 85 degrees, sunny skies, a light breeze about 6 miles an hour out of the west. So precipitation not in the forecast, should not be a factor, of course. It will be hot and humid, though, even at 7 o'clock for the kickoff here between the Bengals and Packers. So conditioning will be something that the coaching staff on both sides, Matt LaFleur's Packers and Zach Taylor's Bengals, will keep a very close eye on here tonight. What about the offensive side of the ball for the Bengals? Well, expect the snaps to be split pretty evenly between Trevor Siemian, who is considered right now the number one backup behind the injured Joe Burrow, and Jake Browning. So Jake Browning and Trevor Siemian should get some run tonight. Maybe Reed Sinnett sees some time in the fourth quarter. We'll have to keep a close eye on that. Irv Smith is somebody I think a lot of Bengal fans would like to see play, but I don't think he'll play tonight. Again, he falls into the category of a first-team player, and the Bengals certainly want to protect those type of valuable commodities here in the preseason and keep them out of harm's way. So don't expect to see Irv Smith playing. But what about the wide receivers? Clearly, we're not going to see the three amigos in Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd step foot on the field in game action. But what about Charlie Jones? Is he healthy enough after the left shoulder injury to get some reps out here on Friday night? What about Trenton Irwin? He has certainly flashed his excellence as a fourth receiver in the wide receiver room. Trent Taylor is somebody who could get a lot of run here on Friday night, as well as rookie Andre Yoshivas. He has really come on in the last week or so, really shown the ability not only to catch the ball, but to separate with his athletic track-like speed. So that is the report here before Friday night's game between the Bengals and the Packers. We'll have you covered all game long and post-game, of course, at Twitter, at Trags, Trags, clnsmedia.com, and, of course, click and subscribe on the link below and subscribe to my Jungle Roar Pod YouTube page, youtube.com at Jungle Roar Pod, all one word. Inside Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.